the light of the world. A city set on a hill, it cannot be hidden. And nobody lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel, but puts it on a candlestand so that it can light the whole house. Have you ever recognized that in the beginning of the book of Genesis, chapter number 1, scripture records that in the beginning, darkness covered the face of the deep, and the earth was empty and void. But the Spirit of God was hovering, and God said, "Let there be light." But what kind of light was this? Definitely it's not the solar system. It's not the solar light we know, because we know that the moon, the stars, and the sun were created in verse number 14 and 15. When you read the book of John chapter number 1, you begin to see a bit of insight and understanding when scripture shows us that Jesus was the light of the world, and he himself said, "You are the light of the world." And guess what? That's who you are. You are meant to shine. Now, if God is light and in him there is no darkness, and you are the light of the world, that agrees and tallies very well with Genesis chapter number 1 verse 26, that shows us that God created man in his own image and after his likeness. What image of God do we see prior to the creation of man? I don't know how do you read that, but automatically I see a God who is able to stand in the midst of nothing, with nobody. And he begins to release creative potency and power by the word of his mouth. He created all things for his own pleasure. And he created man in his own image and after his likeness. That means man was created like God to create his own world out of himself. There is inherent potential and potency in the inside of you to create an entire world out of the inside of you. Refuse to die in a world that somebody has created for you. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord. When God ignites your spirit with revelation, he is setting you aflame. But as it is true of man, so it is true of God. Nobody, including God, lights a lamp and puts it under the table. In other words, God can't ignite your spirit, your mind, your thoughts with a revelation and an idea and hides you. You are destined for exposure when God begins to haunt your spirit with revelation. I want you to know that you're destined to shine. The law of illumination is that luminary agencies cannot be put under. That's why scripture says, "You shall always be above and never beneath." I declare, this is your time to shine. God bless you.